Here's another one for y'all today. It's called The Story of Tony Chopper, the little reindeer human. See, Chopper was a reindeer, right? He like lived a life as a reindeer. He came out of a doe that was his mother, and he was on an island called Drum Island, right? Or Drum Kingdom. Yeah, that island. And on that island, he um eventually one day he ate a doe fruit. It was the human fruit he ate. He adjusted it and he became a human um reindeer hybrid. But the other reindeers were scared of him because he, didn't look like them anymore. And he started talking like a human too. They ain't like that so much. So they started beating up Chopper. Boom, boom, boom. And then humans saw him and they were like, whoa, you definitely ain't a human. You're a fucking monster. They have to gun your ass down. Boom, boom, boom. They started pulling out shotguns and shit. However, there was one old man that was cool. His name was Dr. Harlook. Dr. Harlook was cool. He said, calm down, Chopper. You know, I'm weird too. People don't like me for whatever reason. You can come, be my like little protege, my little student. Help me, with like helping people. He was like, my dream, and this is Dr. Harlook now. He said, my dream's one day to like cure all diseases and other things. He had his own Jolly Roger and other things for like a pirate flag that he liked. He loved pirates and shit. Dr. Harlook did. And in those times, he was helping Dr. Harlook come up with a, you know, and the best medicine that you can make, to cure all kinds of diseases, you know. And he was doing that for a while. Correa was also on the island doing stuff like treating people as well. But a guy named Wapple was like, "Hey, all the MDs need to be mines. They don't need to be a part of y'all shit. All the MDs are under my, command. They get to treat me and other things, and other people have to come to me, their king, before they can get treated. They can't just be treated by a doctor. All the doctors serve me. And the only doctors that weren't heeding calls to him was Dr. Harlook and Dr. Kareha. Those are the only two doctors on the island that were like, no, we'll keep practicing how we do. One day Chopper had to leave because Harlook was trying to do some stuff. And also Harlook was like, I need this specific plant that I just can't find it. And Chopper got kicked out of Dr. Harlook's place for a little bit. He went back to his people, and his people were like, "We don't want you here." Like the rain. Well, not people. Goddamn, because Chopper is a creature that ate the human fruit. But he was with the fucking reindeers again, and they were like, "Man, you still ain't allowed here." And he's like, "All right, I guess I am all alone again." But he found that plant that Dr. Harlook needed him to find. See, Dr. Harlook needed that plant to create a medicine that could help people out on the island and shit. And so he found it, and he was like, "Damn, Chopper, you finally did something cool." Or I'm glad that you did that. I didn't mean to kick you out and other things. Then, you know, one day Chopper, he was mixing some things wrong, and Kureha like took note of it, and she was like, "Oh shit, you mixed the wrong things together, and now Dr. Harlook's gonna die." And then Dr. Harlook was like, "Oh, it's all right." He was lying to Chopper, because he's like he knew Chopper was just trying to like help out and other things, but he was like, "Yo, if I'm gonna die, I might as well go stunt on what's his name, um, Waffle, real quick." Waffle was like, you are, playing games too much. Treating people when you ain't supposed to be treating people. The people have to come to me first. I'm the king. You know, they have to bow to me and other things for them to get treatment. But you're gonna practice and make people give people, um, the treatment they need, and for whatever their sickness is, you deserve death. And he's like, I'll gladly take that on and or whatever, because I'd rather live like this and live some other way like you. And then he died, and then Chopper was all alone, but not really, because he had Dr. Kreia, and he became Dr. Kreia's little pet, really her son, because that's what she said. So eventually Luffy comes to the island, and he finds Luffy. Luffy's like, hey, that's a little raccoon doggy thing. And he's like, yeah.
You got any reason for this?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You got this?
Yeah, I got it.
You got this?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Hey, man.
Hey.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of yourself and others.
Oh, yeah.
Not just you.
You're
others.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You just heard something.
Yep.
From a fucking asshole that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, but I know what this is.
Yeah.
He's gonna help me. He's gonna help you.
Yep. You're right.
Be good.
Yep. I got Lee a little Vegas daiquiri. but but so that happened, and then Chopper was like, serving Crayon, and then Luffy's like, yo, I want that reindeer on my crew. That reindeer is cool. That's what I like. Eventually, what's his name? Fucking Wapple shows up again, because he was off the island. They had kicked him out, or he ran off because Blackbeard was there and he was scared of Blackbeard. But he came back, and they shot up Dalton, and then he came up to the place, and he was like, yo, get the fuck out of my castle. You guys took over my castle when I was gone. You gotta get out of there. And then Chopper was like, no, I'm gonna stand my ground. This is not your kingdom anymore. You've like betrayed your people, left your people to like fucking die. We were taking care of people since you were gone, and other things, me and Crayon, and they were doing that. But they fought, and Chopper, did what he did. He had his 7 like transformations that he could do. But it wasn't doing too much, and then Luffy had to handle that shit. But then, Luffy was like, "Come on, join my crew." And Chopper remembered Dr. Harlook and how he like admired pirates and shit, and he was like, "You know what? I guess I do want to become a pirate and become the best doctor in the world. That's my dream." That was Chopper's dream, and he was like, "Okay, I'll." Join you. And Kureha cried a little bit because that was his son, but he was like, yes, my dumb son will go live with these pirates at sea, and he'll take care of them. And that's what Chopper did. He left with Luffy from Drum Island, and then he began the journey with the Shroud Pirates. Chopper then got to Alabasta, and he made friends with the camel. See, Chopper's an animal, so he's able to communicate with other animals too. So he was communicating with a camel, and the camel helped him get back to where he was. But he learned that, Koza, a guy that Vivi used to know, was planning an uprising, and he was gonna attack Alabarna at some point. And at that time, he was gonna attack Alabarna and shit, right? Because he believed that King Cobra was the reason why there was no rain in Alabasta, and people were starting to uprise because there was no water, and he was he had water and other things, so it made sense that he was the one keeping the water from the people, and other things. The deserts dried up and all kind of shit. Like, no more water in Yuba and all this shit. But he was also, taken during rain dinners, and he was in that cage with everybody else. But then Luffy was like, "Hey, I'll fight Crocodile," and that's after Sandy saved them and everything. He was like, "Yeah, man, go get to Alabama," and he got to Alabama, and he fought against Mr. Four with Usopp. He helped Usopp fight against Mr. Four, and they took down Mr. Four together. Chopper, and I'm gonna get Power Chopper's power scaling like that too. That's cool. Cause that's a um, and he did that, and then after that happened, they went to Skypiea, and then before that they went to Jaya. They met Mont Blanc Cricket, and then they went to Skypiea, and in Skypiea, Chopper had a little run-in with Geratsu when they were fighting in Upper Yard. Everybody was in the Upper Yard fighting all the Shandorians and the few Skypieans, NL's divine generals. So was Geratsu was there, and Geratsu was playing games. Geratsu was like, his eyes rolled in the back of his head, and then his subordinates were like, "Hey, you need to see." And he was like, "Oh shit, I'm fighting this, raccoon dog." And he's like, "What? I'm a reindeer." And he kept fighting against him, and he used this like muscular form. I don't remember what that was called, but he used a muscular form. And he started fighting against Gadatsu, and Gadatsu was like, dodging the shit with the new mantra, which is observation hockey. But so that happened, and then after that happened, um, yeah, but I guess, but fucking what's it called? um, God damn, someone's fucking with me, Josh Bulls. But Chopper then went to he defeated Gadatsu, and then they all went down to the Blue Sea World again, and then Chopper was there when Aokiji attacked Luffy and other things. He was the one that he told everybody. He was like, "Hey, get in the water, because the water will help, get your body back. Like, it basically will melt away, like eventually, and other things. But he needs to, like, you need to like be in the water so like you can start feeling yourself again. Because Zoro and Sanji, and then Luffy and Robin got touched by Kuzan, and they got frozen. Then they went to well, he also got taken in Wrongland by that guy. But man, I like to skip that part because that shit's like not. But but during the Water 7 up, he was walking around with Sanji. I think I think he was with Sanji when Robin got taken by Blue now, and he pulled up and he was like CP9. He goes, you gotta go and other things. She was like, damn. Or they were like, what the fuck, And then Sanji was like, where are you going? And she's like, no, I have to leave you guys. He took her through the door, and they were like, what? She disappeared. Then later that night, they were like, okay, Usopp got fucked up, but, we have to get a new ship. Then, Chopper was just there, and he was like, I don't like seeing my crew members fight, because he's a young bull, he's just that boy and shit. He's like, I don't like seeing everybody fight. Hopefully nothing happens. But Usopp was like, man, he was very like pissed. He was like, man, I don't give a fuck. This shit matters. And you're telling me that we have to get rid of this ship so that da 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 da. And Usopp's like, yeah, we have to continue the journey. We can't like not stop this journey because this ship, we all like love this ship, to some degree, but we have to. We love the journey more, especially because it's my fucking way or the highway. And then they fought, and then Chopper was upset that Usopp was out of the crew, but he had to live with it. Then, because Usopp and Chopper had a good like bond, like a older brother, younger brother kind of bond and shit. And after that happened, fucking they went to they went to see what's up, and Iceberg got shot, and then CP9 attacked or tried to attack him again, but then Luffy came and other things, and they were like, okay, we'll take um, Frankie and Nico Robin to the Tower of Justice, and then they'll pass through the Gates of Justice to go to like Marineford and get the head chopped off. And that was CP9's goal and other things. So they went there. Then they hopped on the C train to get there. They got to Enies Lobby, and when they got to Enies Lobby, Chopper was running around. He fought against a guy named Kumadori. Kumadori is a guy with pink hair and other things. I talked about his power scaling already. Kumadori, was hitting him with finger pistol, but in a more creative way. He was using his hair as his finger pistols. He turned his hair into fingers and started bam, 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 stabbing fucking Chopper, and he was getting fucked up. Like, boy was about to die of blood loss, and then all of a sudden, Chopper got creative. He was like, I have to, get stronger and stuff somehow. So I created myself a little steroid pill called a monster, goddamn, a rumble ball. Yeah, and with that rumble ball, he was able to turn into Monster Point. And when he turned into a monster, he had no control of himself. He started destroying Kumadori. Kumadori had no chance against Chopper in that state. He was done. Um, that boy, he laid into him. Like, I'm surprised Kumadori didn't die, personally. Um, but Chopper was there, and then Frankie had to be like, "Yo, you gotta calm down." Then he went back to his regular state. He was tired and other things, and then he like waited for Luffy to handle shit with Rob Lucci. Then he saw the Mary get destroyed or burn away, and they said their farewells, and then that's when Chopper got his first bounty of a whole 50 berries. He's like, what? Everybody else got high bounties, but me? They think I'm the pet of the crew. Cotton candy lover Chopper for 50 berries. That's what his bounty was, and he was like, what the? They don't see me as a threat after what I did to one of their agents. So Chopper did that. Um, then they went on towards Thriller Bark, and in Thriller Bark, Chopper was helping Brook get his shadow back, but he was also trying to help his crew get their shadows back from, you know, Moria and other people. He fought against Doctor, what's his name, Hogback or some shit like that. That guy was weak as fuck. He was creating zombies and other shit. You know, and they had all that, right? God damn. And he fought against them. They defeated him, and then he held down against Moria and Oars of the crew. But it's Chopper, so he didn't do too much, but it was alright. Um, then after all that shit with Zoro and everything else, they left and they got to Sabodi. When they got to Sabodi, they went to go save Kami at the um fucking slave place, slave auction, and she was like, all right. Or Luffy, punched St. Charles, and then they went to Rayleigh's house, and Rayleigh told them that he was, the right hand man of Gold Roger and other things, and then all that shit happened, and then the pacifistas were after him. The pacifistas came. Chopper started to eat a rumble ball when the real Kuma came, the like actual Bartholomew Kuma, the real warlord and other things. He ate a rumble ball, and they were like, Chopper, calm down. You'll get zapped away. Chopper was like not there like at all. Like he was like a monster. Like he was just trying to fuck shit up at that point. And he like saw no other way but to use a rumble ball. He was like, have to do what I can to like protect my crewmates. And he ate the rumble ball, and he was like, he was trying to like hold down, but Kuma sent him to an island where there was like cavemen, and then there was these bird things, and these cavemen. I think he helped these cavemen basically like become more sophisticated and other things, like to a degree, because these were like Neanderthals and shit, y'all. They were trying to hunt down these birds, and he was like, no, no, no. There's like a way that we can like live, you know, coexistence is a thing, and other things. And he was like, trying to like help these people out and other things. And he like stayed on that island for 2 years, and he learned better medicine and other shit. And he learned how to control his monster point too. So then when he came back, they went from Sabodi, they went to Fisherman Island, and then went to when they went to Fisherman Island, he showcased that he could use his monster point without going crazy, without losing himself. And he fought against some fodder because he's part of the weakling trio. But in my opinion, he's the strongest of the weakling trio. That's Usopp, Nami, and Chopper. And he's the strongest one out of those three. The most powerful. So he has a dark fruit too. Those two don't. Um, and he was doing that, and then they got out of there and they went to Pont Hazard, and Pont Hazard came. Um, See, he disembarked the ship, and then Trafalgar Law changed bodies, and he was inside of Sanji's body. Chopper was inside of Sanji's body, but he didn't know how to use it. And then Frankie was inside of his body, and he became monster, and like he lost his fucking mind because he didn't know how to control it. But then Law switched their bodies back, and they were, there for all that shit that happened. Then they went to Dressrosa, and Dressrosa, Chopper was one of the ones who stayed on the ship. When they stayed on the ship, though, they were fighting against this like lady who was like fucking around with paint and other things. She was a part of the Big Mom Pirates, I think, were like, not Big Mom Pirates. I think she was. I don't remember who she was part of. I think she was like part of Doflamingo's crew or some shit. She was fucking around and stuff. And they were like, oh damn, this bitch is like playing games with us. But they dodged that bitch eventually, and they got to. Oh fuck! I have to like stun a little bit, y'all. I'm trying to make some fun. Um, I stun a little bit because I'm trying to make some fun. But hey, yeah, I feel good too. But that's just a feeling too. Feelings are fleeting. Remember that. But you know that happened, and then see, Doflamingo was bouncing to the ship, boom, 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 and then Santi appeared and he kicked Doflamingo away, like, stay the fuck away from our crew members, and then Doflamingo like got him, and then Law was like, hey, get to Zoe, and they got to Zoe. When they got to Zoe, he saw that all these minks were like getting fucked with, and he was like, damn, what happened to y'all? And they were like, Kaido attached and other shit, and Sanji left, and then they had to go get Sanji. So he was with Luffy when he had to go get Sanji at Whole Cake Island. And there, Chopper, I don't know what he did. He didn't fight against anybody notable too much. But he was there. And he, like, told them about the mirror world, though. He was with Carrot, and he told them about the mirror world. And then he had to save Brooke, because Brooke was in Big Mom's bedroom, and he was like, okay, Brooke, you have to come through this mirror and get the fuck out of there. And they were, like waiting for Brooke to come back, and then he came back. And then what happened next? Chopper was there in the mix when, he saw Pedro die and other things like everybody else. And he witnessed Carrot, destroy all those like ships of Big Mom pirates when she went to Sulung for him, and she was doing shit like that. Um, then after that, they went to Wano, and Wano Chopper was just helping people out with like, little things. Then, Luffy thought that his crew got destroyed by Kaido, and then, all that shit happened with Kaido versus Luffy. Kaido defeated Luffy, and then he put him in Udon prison. And then Chopper was, rounding up people for the uprising in Onigashima to take over, take back Wano from Kaido's, evil tyranny, and other shit. And he went over. They went to Onigashima, and when they went to Onigashima, Chopper was fighting against Queen for a little bit. And Monster Point, he was like, bam, bam, bam. You leave my fucking people alone. Da 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 da. Stop riding people's dicks, stop, fucking, shooting them with plague bullets and then turning them into, ice onies and shit. And he was like, yeah. But then he got shot by a plague bullet himself, and he's like, damn, I have to like make this antidote quickly. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it in time. But then Marco showed up, and he was like, he hit him with that recoup fire, that Phoenix fire, and they were like, all right. It was kind of like a healing ointment, or like what it did was it stopped the spread of the like ice oni cells, so they wouldn't like turn into ice oni so fast. It like halted its like you know takeover of somebody's body. And then he hit him with that, and then Chopper was creating the antidote for it, and he was able to do it. He gave it to the samurai, and then they turned back to normal. Mr. Hilgaro, the flower, he almost lost himself, and they were like, "Oh fuck, we have to kill the old man and shit." And they were upset, but then Chopper was like, "Don't worry, I got you." And he also gave Zoro an antidote so he could fight against King. And that happened. And then after Wano was over, he healed everybody with everybody else. Chopper got another bounty. Yeah. Well, by Wano, his bounty was like 1,000 berries, I think. I think it's 1,000 berries. It's either 1,000 or 500. I think it's 1,000 berries by that point. And then he goes to Egghead, and he's just, there with the crew. Cute little Tony Chopper. He becomes a monster every once in a while to hold down for his crew. He's the doctor of the crew. Without him, people would have been sick, and like they wouldn't have, like, he is important. Like, they definitely need Chopper on the crew, and to get to the One Piece and everything. Um, and I like to see him get armament hockey personally. That would make sense for Chopper because he's a hands fighter and other things. But if not, I guess that's alright too. But not really. He deserves that. Um, and yeah, that's the story of Chopper for y'all. Not as long as the other people, but that's Chopper. He's like part of the weak link, the weak link trio, as far as the Straw Hat Pirates go. But that's him, and he still has a story. One Piece ain't over yet, so stay cool on the corner, and we'll see what happens with Chopper going forward in the anime and the manga. Like, so stay cool.